What's up, guys? This is Adam from esportsheaven.com, and once again, I am joined by Curtis from Dynamic Custom Beadworks. How are you doing today, man?
I'm doing well, man. Always a pleasure to come with you, man. Always a pleasure.
No, you're here at EVO again, man. Another year. How's it feel?
Third year here. No matter how much time I have to prepare, I get bodied. Like I prepared this one like 6-7 months in advance, and my board speaks for my wall speaks for itself. On when I'm out, it's barren. 8 a.m. this morning, this thing was all full. I mean, I had a non-stop line from like 8 to like 4 p.m. Like 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. Like it was just a constant rush, and it was good though. It was good.
Just straight bodied again?
Straight bodied. You know, people go ham for these bead sprites, these Capcom officially licensed bead sprites, you know?
I know what you mean, man. So, it's been a year since we last talked. Obviously, you debuted a lot of new products. Talk to me a little bit about the growth and what you've expanded into.
I've actually started doing shadow boxes now, which have been a huge success. It was been something I wanted to do for the last 2.5-3 years, but I just didn't have time to devote to it. And I'm just like, all right, I'm gonna figure it out. And I submitted a couple of the shadow boxes to Summer Games Done Quick as a raffle donation prize. I did Final Fantasy 6 incentive, and they accepted it. Did some magnets for them. They accepted that as well too, and everything was cool. And Shout outs to Kyle and PvP. You know, those my homies and all. Kyle's from the Philly scene, works with Biggie, and PvP is one of the OGs in the CVS2 scene. So shout outs to them two guys. Love them to death. But nah, you know, my business is good. Growth is good. You know, I'm always excited to come out to EVO. EVO is like the funnest tournament for me to come out to. Profitable as well, and it allows me to debut a bunch of stuff to the community and see how well it's received. And if it doesn't go over, then I'm like, all right, it's trial and error, you know?
Right. I noticed that you expanded into Overwatch. You got some KOFXIV guys. Is that something that you just knew you had to do, or is it like people actually asked you and like, oh, I guess this is actually something I could do?
See, the whole thing is, you know, a new fighting game comes out like every so often. Right. Like I already had the Street Fighter 5. I had a Street Fighter license last year, so that gave me all access, all the Street Fighter stuff. So when they announced KOF14 was coming out, like, all right, I already had KOF13 sprites, but, you know, KOF has been on a little bit of a decline as of late because, you know, it's a really good fighting game that people should be playing but aren't playing. So once they debuted 14 and, you know, that initial push was, oh, it doesn't look good, the graphics, this, that, and the other thing, and, you know, everyone just been like, oh, man, it's a great game. Oh, we need to get into it. So I'm just like, all right, you know, I'm gonna start building sprites, and then
Phoenix, right? That's cool.
And then Overwatch. We say, we troll in the FGC and say that Overwatch is the greatest FGC fighting game to come out in 2016 because everyone's all of a sudden dropped Street Fighter, dropped Marvel, started playing Overwatch on console and on PC. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna start doing some Overwatch pieces, and everyone started linking me like the pixel sprays and the icons and stuff, and I'm like, look, I'm not trying to get a cease and desist from Blizzard over that. I'm gonna do my own Mega Man takes on the characters, and they came out really good.
Is that something that you always have to be kind of worried about, like getting that cease and desist from various developers and publishers? Yeah,
it's happened in the past. I've had some items pulled off my Etsy page, which kind of rubbed me off the wrong way. It's some stuff that I created. You know, the next thing you know, I get this little thing from Etsy saying my listing's been pulled down because so-and-so said so. But it's kind of messed up because another shop can sell the same item and they say nothing to them about that. And I'm just like, all right, whatever, I'm just going to keep it moving. I mean, so far, I haven't had any legality issues from like companies and developers, because actually some of DCB's work is actually in offices like Iron Galaxy stuff. I have Killer Instinct there. I got some Overwatch stuff coming to office, and with the Capcom license, of course, I'm gonna put some SF product in their office. So too much, I'm like, I used to be worried, but not so much, to be honest.
All right, so last time we talked, man, Street Fighter V didn't come out, and you were telling me that hunger might come back. You said you still got a little bit something left to prove.
I did say that.
So how are you feeling now? Did you try and compete back again? Did you return to what glory days of CVS 2 and all that?
I actually did pick up the game. I actually tried out Fong. I like the character, but he's not lame enough for me. I'm hoping that you guys actually put out Blanca.
Yeah.
Just give me Blanca, then I can actually compete and be well with it and everything. So that's about it. Don't get me wrong, it's a good game. It goes back to basics, which is actually kind of cool. No extensive combos or anything like that.
Vortex.
No Vortex. Well, Vortex is kind of there with Ibuki now.
Right.
Like, it was there, but it's now heavily exploited with Ibuki, and now that Urian's coming out, he should be fun to play. Jury should be fun to play. I'm just waiting on Blanca. If Blanca ever comes out to 5, then I can go back fully. But I mean, I actually competed. I got bodied. I'm not gonna front. I have my guys at my house. They're showing me stuff, and they're like, "I wish you would get back." They're like begging me to come back to play. They're like, "Dude, please come back. Dude, please come back." And I'm like, "My house is open for y'all, and I'm here to help y'all out."
Right. So, as you said, CVS 2. I'm pretty sure that's your game, right? So when's CVS 3, man?
I hope never. I don't want them. Like, I don't want a classic game that I love near and dear to my heart to be ruined, you know. So I mean, if it ever does come out, I will play. I give everything a chance, you know. But right now, I'm really excited for King of Fighters 14. Like, King of Fighters was a game I really played, and I'm hoping to get my hands on it at some point just to get a feel for it.
Yeah, you know, KOF 13, it was one of those games that was always really hype, but not a lot of people talked about it, kind of thing. And it's really a shame that you saw the decline, even though there were still some really hype matches between like Zhao Hai, Takedo, all of them just duking it out, really. But for KOF 14, obviously, there's a lot of controversy with the graphics. I mean, I think the way I see it is kind of like graphics are going to maybe not be what we want in the beginning, but the gameplay is right there, right? And from here on out, they can only get better at the graphics, hopefully.
I mean, if we play King of Fighters, everyone remembers Maximum Impact. Maximum Impact's graphics wasn't the best, but it had sound gameplay and mechanics, and everything was straight. I can overlook graphics. This is me. I can overlook graphics in any game as long as it has high gameplay and replayability. That's just what it is with me.
So, obviously, you guys have expanded. You've gotten even better. And I feel like I always ask you this, but what's next, man? What are you trying to do? Is there anything that you want to expand into like this that you still haven't gotten into yet?
I got a couple more ideas I'm gonna do. Everyone's asking for the LED stuff to come back. I'm probably gonna be doing more of the LED stuff. I'm probably gonna incorporate LEDs into shadow boxes and stuff. So you're gonna see a lot of new stuff come out in the next like 6 to 9 months from me.
Right. And as you said, you got bodied. It happens all the time now because you're just so popular. Do you feel like you need to kind of expand maybe like the company itself and hire more people, or do you feel like you guys are in a good spot right now?
I'm still in a good spot. I'm not really in the point where I can like hire extra hands. I mean, I do bring, if a situation like this, I do have, last year I did have my boy come out, but this year I couldn't bring him out for a couple of reasons. But I'm gonna be looking into seeing what I can improve on, you know, to keep updating and making DCB better.
Yeah, man. Are you trying to expand more past just fighting game community events? Are you trying to get to more cons or just maybe any general esports events in general?
I'm actually talking to a couple esports groups, so you will see some news will come up out of that in the next couple of weeks. We'll get that. So yeah, I can't go into too much detail about that, but yeah, a couple esport teams and companies have reached out to me wanting to do potential business and partnerships and stuff. So we'll see how that goes along.
Yeah, what does that mean to you, man? Because obviously when you started this, you were just kind of doing it, and now you're actually getting approached by people to make these things, and these are by these companies. And you look around, you got at Evo, we're at the convention center now, man. We're not in a ballroom. What's it like to see that growth, not only in your company but also in the fighting game community?
Like, to be honest, I'm still the same humble person I am when I first started this business. Everyone knows that I started like selling in ballrooms out of a cardboard box. I was just doing this thing as a side business, side little money here and there, but I always made sure to give back to the community. Right. Community is the one that always supported me. I made sure once I was stable, I'm like, here's a couple dollars for pot bonus for this game. Here's a couple dollars for this game pot bonus, So I made sure to always look out for the community first, take care of me second, and then that's how it's always gonna be. But seeing growth year in and year out is very rewarding and humbling to me, that I get that satisfaction that I can give like your character to you in bit form, and you look at it like a kid opening a gift on Christmas morning. That's the joy for me for it, So I'm gonna just keep doing it till I can keep going on till I got my hands and abilities. I'm good.
Right. All right, so I gotta ask. I bet you there's a lot of people out there. You're known for your hats. What's the story behind them?
The whole thing was, I need to be more noticeable, memorable in the scene. Like, yeah, I'm loudmouth. I trash talk and this, that, and the other, everything. But I need to stand out. And I was like, I was watching a movie called Fear of the Black Hat. It's an old 90s movie that Randy Cundiff did, and he wrote jokes for Dave Chappelle. Okay. And it was about a group called NWA, Negroes with Hats. I'm sorry, NWH, Negroes with Hats. Okay. So they would wear like these funny, obscure hats on trips and tours and everything, and I'm just like, I'm gonna start wearing me some ridiculous hats and just do my business. And then the DCB shirt is actually in the shape of the Mad Hatter hat, and has the whole "Have My Money Ready" that my good friend's wife did for us, and I appreciate her. Shout out to Francis for that. Appreciate that, and just kept going with it. Everyone like expects me to wear these hats at all the tournaments, so I'm not gonna stop.
So last year when we were talking, I remember you called people out. You were like, USA is free, man. We're not gonna win in Smash. We ain't gonna win in Street Fighter. It ain't gonna happen. You wanna any call outs this year? Any controversial opinions you wanna share?
I mean, I haven't looked in the Smash bracket, so I don't know who's still. I don't know if Armada and them are still here. If Armada's still here, he's still. I know Hungry Box has been doing this thing, but I still like Armada. I know Leffen's got bodied by visa issues and stuff, so he's gonna have to hold that. I mean, as far as Street Fighter goes, Infiltration's still the man to beat. Despite losing to Momochi and Tokido, right, he's still the man to beat. Yeah, Tokido figured out the Nash. He got the Nash tech on deck for a CEO, but everyone knows how Momochi is. He's a character specialist. He's not loyal to any character. So not at all. I told people, I'm like, all right, he's gonna break someone new out, either at CEO or Capcom Pro Tour Finals, where it actually matters. I'm banking he's gonna break a Chun-Li out. That's what I'm telling people. I'm like, he'll break out a Chun. They're like, how you figure? I'm like, he played Chun in 4. What's stopping him from doing that now? So, I mean, as you see, Justin Wong get bodied when there's a bunch of international players. This is common knowledge. Justin Wong can't make top 8 when there's a huge amount of top players around, top international players around. He didn't make top 8 at final round. He didn't make top 8 at CEO. I mean, he made top 8 at NCR, but there wasn't a whole lot of international players out there. And Evo 2016, I think Juan will get top 64 at most. That's my prediction. Actually, no. I think he can get to top 16, and then he's going to get bodied.
All right, man. I don't got anything else to say. Any shout-outs you want to give, words you want to say to your fans? How can your fans follow you? I remember last year you had a very long list of people that you wanted to thank.
You know the list. Y'all know what y'all are. Shout out to DJ Hoshin. Shout out to Coop. Shout out to the DMV fighting game community. Shout out to the East Coast community with Philly. Shout out to Eric. Shout out to Larry, L.I. Joe. You know, shout out to everyone that's been down with me since day one and always helped me out. And I go to advice and stuff. Definitely this business not possible without my lovely fiance. I mean, we're not married, but everyone refers to her as my wife because they see her everywhere, but we just have grown to accept it and stuff. So this business is not possible without her, like straight up. Like, everyone sees me and thinks that I do this. No, I'm just the face of the company. The true brains of the operation is a woman that's behind this booth right here that's hard at work. She works harder than I do. I'm not even, she puts more work into this business than I do. You know, and that's saying a lot. And having someone that will support your dream and be with you 100% through thick and thin is rare these days. So I'm very glad that I have someone like that in my corner. And also, you know, shout out to you guys. You know, I'm always down to help you guys out. Thank you so much for, you know, coming to me and like finding me out and stuff. You know, it's always fun to see familiar faces, you know, so you know, you ever guys, you need anything, I got you covered.
Don't worry about that, my man. How can the people follow you? Social media?
Social media, you can hit me up at Dynamic Beadwork on Twitter, Instagram at Dynamic Beadworks, email address is dynamicbeadworks@yahoo.com, Facebook at Facebook/Dynamic Beadwork, website is www.dynamicbeadworks.com. And yeah, that's about all. I think that's all the social. Yeah, that's all the social.
All right, guys, please support Curtis and all of his Dynamic Custom Beadworks. They're amazing stuff, very well done. It's all handmade. This isn't no factory stuff. This is straight from the heart. So thank you guys so much for watching, and stay tuned to more coverage of EVO 2016 from Esports Heaven. Thanks, guys.